Norford here, Mr. Hit the Kick Sweat, aka the Kick Sweater, bringing the neighborhood kicking. We're about to go through an upper body workout, complete band exercise. Gonna really get after it, attacking the lower mid trap, the rhomboid, a little bit of biceps, triceps. Hope to see you soon. We're gonna go through the chest fly, working the pectoralis major as well as the minor right here in the armpit. What we're gonna do is maintain a neutral spine, make sure the feet are shoulder hip width apart. What we want, we're gonna have that nose slightly over the pelvic line, engaging the core. We're gonna lock those hips right underneath. We're gonna maintain those hips locked underneath, grounding all 10 toes. We're flying them, flying the wrist in the path of the shoulder, bringing them back out. Nice deep inhale, nice deep exhale. Yes, nice deep inhale, nice deep exhale as you're flying through. You want to keep that core engaged. It's going to really help you maintain the hip isolation as well as the shoulders, keeping the shoulders and the hips pointing in the same direction as you're flying through. Again, while you're going throughout this, you want to make sure the feet are shoulder hip width apart, engaged in the core, locking the hips and the glutes right underneath you, big chest all the way through, ground yourself. Nice deep inhale, nice deep exhale. Back at you. What we're going to be hitting right now is the reverse fly. Okay, we're going to reverse fly this sucker right on through. Now it's the same exact type of posture that you would have if you were to do the fly, but except we're going to be going in abduction, which is away from the medial line of the body. Now, what we want, I like to max grip my band. So what I do is I take the hand and I stick it right through. Around the wrist, I take the pinky and the thumb and I make sure I'm way around them, bringing them right in between. All right, that way when I do my reverse fly, I maintain maximum control. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring the wrist in the path of the shoulder. We're going to maintain them in the path of the shoulder. We don't want that wrist to go any more narrow or else it's going to pinch right here in the scapula. So you want to fight against that resistance with maintaining a neutral spine, chin off the chest. We're going to laterally abduct. Keep those hips locked right underneath you. Now, when you're bringing it back to the medial, notice how I'm tucking that shoulder blade in. I'm tucking the scapula right in by retracting that shoulder. Nice deep inhale, nice deep exhale. You almost want to hold yourself. I call it mannequin pose. You want to provide maximum isolation as much as possible and all the other limbs that are not moving. And we're gonna go ahead and even out this other side right quick. And you wanna lock the hips underneath, engage the glutes, bring the wrist in the path of the shoulder, retract them. Keep the chin center chest. You don't wanna open the chin too far, nor do you wanna tuck them too much. You wanna just keep that chin neutral. Now, when you go in abduction, bringing the wrist outside the shoulder, you want to really squeeze that scapula in. In that eccentric release right here, you want to really maintain the tension. That way you control them all the way through. You keep everything activated all the way throughout the movement. You want anything falling asleep. You need that connective tissue to be able to maintain isometric contraction for a consistent amount of time. That way you can maintain your posture. Back again with you. So, what we did, we just worked the fly, working the pectoralis major and the minor. We just worked the reverse fly, working on the scapula, lower mid trap, as well as the rhomboid. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a little bit more dynamic with it. We're gonna get the booty band, bring them right around the forearms, all right? I would say to that medial point of the forearm so you can really maintain that resistance. Now, we're gonna be in a push-up plank. As we step with the right hand, we're gonna simultaneously step with the right leg, keeping them both in the relationship as we maneuver throughout the movement. Let me show you. So, we're in a push-up plank. Right now, my wrists already want to go to the medial path, right to the center of my chest, but I'm not gonna let them. What we're gonna step them outside the path of the shoulder, back together. Outside the path of the shoulder, shoulder hip width apart. Now we're gonna go back 2 repetitions to the left, outside the path of the shoulder, booyah, tabletop back. outside the facet shoulder, bringing them here. We're gonna go 2 to the right again, stepping them out, stepping them out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now the most important thing is going throughout your transition, you want to keep the shoulders and the hips same direction. All right, back again with you. We're gonna hit the anterior raise. All right, working on that anterior deltoid right here. So what we did, hit the fly, pectoralis major minor, reverse fly, lower mid trap rhomboid, as well as the scapula. We did the lateral hand walk to get a little bit more dynamicness, as well as engaging the core. That LPHC, lumbo, hip, pelvic complex. Lumbo, lower back, hips, both left and right, pelvic, the entire region. Now we're gonna go into the anterior raise. Both again, really going after that pectoralis major, but more isolating the anterior deltoid. So what I like to do, I like to work my max grip in there, making sure I have total and utter control. Feet shoulder hip width apart. Now this is the same exact scenario. You must lock your hips underneath, keep your glutes engaged, maintain tension in your abdomen. That way you don't have any wiggle room for the shoulders or the hips to fall out of alignment. Nice deep inhale, nice deep exhale as you raise. Nice deep inhale, nice deep exhale as you raise. Extend them out while you retract. Try not to protract them too much. Really work your range as you lift them up. Really get that connective tissue, functional mobility going. Nice deep inhale, nice deep exhale. Engage the core. Now, if you want to increase the progression for this exercise, you would just take a half step further away from the base where you have your resistant band. Lock that. I can definitely do so. All right, here we go. We're gonna hit the other side, working that max grip. Nice deep inhale, nice deep exhale. Raise them through. Now you want to raise that wrist in the path of the shoulder. Now you can raise them into the medial side of that shoulder, but you want to be careful. Depending on how built your shoulders are, depending on your body's anatomy, you might really run into some trouble with that clavicle. So I like to just keep it neutral, keep the wrist in the path of the shoulder. You know, no further compensation, just relaxation, that's all. Nice deep breathing, let the red blood cells flow, let the connective tissue roll. Stuck in the work zone, right? So stuck in really delivering as much content we can to get people more active, no matter if they're at home, no matter if they have a business schedule, no matter if they have the financial means to really have the lifestyle to be able to take care of business the way they want. I forgot it was my birthday today. Turned 26 today. I got a lot to be appreciative of. I have a lot to be appreciative of. Just being able to be in Miami and just to see this view as we record, it's truly amazing. It's a blessing, man. One thing I realized through trial and error is if you continue to fight through your battles, all battles are temporary, and the wisdom and resilience that you equip yourself through is unmatched. So we're gonna hit the tricep kick, all right? Now we're gonna isolate this puppy, sticking that hand right back on through, maximizing the grip, bringing that thumb right on over, letting him meet his best friend right across town. Now, for this exercise, we're gonna go for the same side arm, same side leg in staggered position. Now, the most important thing is, what we wanna do is lock that elbow right to the fork of the ribs, okay? As we lock that elbow to the fork of the ribs, I'm gonna get a little bit more tension because that's a little too light for me. We're gonna kick that puppy on back. Kicking him right on back. Now, as we go eccentric, going with the resistance, we still wanna anchor that elbow, retracting the shoulder. Tabletop back. You don't wanna have your chest collapse. You wanna pull your chest up and through, sit your weight back at the heels. Yes, kick that wrist back there. You want to get that wrist back there. Get that horseshoe working. Nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. Nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. Tabletop back. Now I like to get my chest a little bit more parallel. Now you would call this an excessive lean, but I'm keeping my core engaged. but I'm taking stress off my lumbar spine, focusing the weight on that front side lead leg. Back side is just there for assistance. Go. Now, work the isolated tricep kick. Remember, we hit the pectoralis major, minor, lower mid trap, the rhomboid, and the scapula, and the reverse fly, as well as the fly. We did the lateral hand walk and the push-up plank to get a little bit more dynamicness in the LPHC, getting that core engaged. Isolated tricep kick. Now, we're gonna hit a little bit more power for those triceps. A little more power for those triceps. So we want nice power band. Get those thumbs locked over. We're gonna bring the puppy right around the scapula, okay? Let them hug that scapula, just like so. We're gonna get down in the push-up plank. Maintain the resistance, tabletop back all the way through. Nice deep inhale, nice deep exhale. Now a little bit more advanced. When you go at that extension, you're gonna go with a plus. As you protract, engaging more with the pectoralis major. Back into neutral, elbows nice and tight. Booyah. Plus, engage the pectoralis major. Nice deep inhale, nice deep exhale. Plus, engage, engage, release, booyah. All right, guys, nice recap. Fly, reverse fly, pectoralis major, minor, reverse fly, lower mid trap, rhomboid, scapula. Went for the push-up plank, lateral hand walk, get the dynamicness in the core. Went for the tricep push-up to maximize that explode. Now we're gonna go into a single arm bicep curl. The single arm bicep curl. How's it gonna look? We're gonna go same side, lead arm. Lead leg as the same side, lead arm we're gonna work out. Now we want the shoulders, the hips point in the same direction. Neutral spine, lock those hips underneath you. Elbow nice and tight, secure that elbow. Release them, anchor them. Anchor the elbow right into the fork of the ribs. Keep the hips squared. Booyah, 90-degree lock. We're bringing them back up. Engage. Again. 90-degree lock. Anchor that elbow, big chest, engage. Nice deep inhale, nice deep exhale, engage them. You know it. You know it. We drippy getting the workout here. So you want to work that same side arm where that same side lead leg is. Anchor in that band. You know the recap, you know the synapses. Now we're gonna finish it up with a seated power row, my favorite one. Getting that latissimus dorsi as well as that rhomboid, all right? I love this one. The most important thing is you have to maintain postural alignment. Keeping that nose slightly over the pelvic line, engaging the core, but working those elbows to the fork of the ribs. Let me show you what I mean. Now we're gonna go for the traditional row, working the elbows, low row to the fork of the ribs, big chest. Our nose is slightly over the pelvic line. And we're gonna bring them back in extension. Even in eccentric, you still wanna retract those shoulders and activate that connective tissue. We're gonna go wide retraction. Bring those elbows up, shoulder height, release them. Thumbs up into the hammer position. Booyah, retract, retract. Release them, release them. Bringing them back up. Nice deep inhale, nice deep exhale. Gauge the core. No sway back. What you don't want is you don't want that back tilted back. You want to keep the nose over the pelvic line. Challenging that postural alignment. All right, guys, Cadizsh Norford, Mr. Hit to Kick Sweat, bringing the neighborhood kick, and I hope you enjoyed that upper body exercise for the bands utilizing those resistance bands to really get that red blood cells flowing. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to tag me in Instagram, My Muscle Motivation. Don't forget to ring that bell so that you be notified for every single post when we post that content for you. You stay in touch, you get after it. Try your best to utilize these exercises. 3 sets for 15 to 20 repetitions. Keep the quality over quantity. Keep telling yourself, repeat that in your head. Keep that mentality. Miss it, KICKSWEAT.